Hey there, I'm JD and we're in PlateUp today. I love this game because it's a casual yet hectic restaurant game like Overcooked, but instead of having a ridiculously disorganized kitchen, you can place items wherever you want. This adds a nice strategy element which I really enjoy. However, there are several things that still make this game very game-like, so today I want to show you how I use some mods to make it feel more like a restaurant in real life. To save a little time, I've skipped the first few days that don't have many customers, so we're looking at day 5, the first day where I'm using some automation. I've got 2 mixers to chop the cheeses and tomatoes, and the tomato mixer is fed automatically from the tomato bin. I've also got a portioner to slice up the finished pizzas. At the top left of the screen, it shows that I have 8,432 coins. In the vanilla game, you start with no money and have to earn your way into more and better equipment, but in real life I feel like most restaurants would start with some sort of initial investment. So I've added the More Money mod to give me 10,000 coins on day 1. I feel like this is a reasonable amount that gives us enough money to get started, but still forces us to choose our purchases carefully. It's not unlimited like a sandbox mode. So I think this is the first step to making it feel more like a real restaurant in real life. Each day, I'm going to show the initial food prep and serving the first customers so we see how that goes. But then I'll skip to the last customers to save time. Ah! I burned a pizza! Well, at least it didn't start a fire. That could have been real bad. I'm going to choose the Charming Restaurant card here, mainly so customers sit down at tables even if I don't clear those plates fast enough. During each prep phase, I'm going to show a sort of before and after comparison to help show what's changed. For day 6 prep, I'm mostly just decorating the restaurant as much as I can to get 6 out of 9 points towards those charming perks. As we enter day 6, you may have noticed that the copier automatically copied the blueprints in the cabinets nearby, and the discount desk did its thing automatically too. This is the second change I've made to the game. Using the custom difficulty mod, I've made those desks work automatically. In real life, there are no magical desks that increase the number of appliances we can purchase and set up. In fact, in real life, there's probably no practical limit to what we can buy at all. If someone's selling it and we have the money, we can buy it. So that's why I think this change helps this feel like a real restaurant. It may be surprising, but I'm going to choose the Food Burns 100% Faster card here, and that's because I'm going to get a safety hob for the pizzas and use my regular hobs for soup only. The other changes I'm going to make here include automating the cheese slicing and moving a bunch of stuff up to the top right. Now you may have noticed that during that prep phase I had a whole bunch more blueprints out front. This is the third change I've made to the game. Using that custom difficulty mod again, I've increased the number of blueprints available. Again, this is because in real life, we could just pick from a catalog of items and wouldn't need to pick from 5 choices. And so I've increased the choices that we have to better reflect that reality. The next changes I make here are a power sink for the dishes, danger hobs for the soups, and a little more automation for the pizza. We're combining everything in one place so I can just set down the dough and then it becomes pizza ready to cook. Another change I've made to the game to make it more like a real restaurant is that re-rolling costs nothing initially, but then gets a little bit more expensive each time you do it. The free initial cost is again to make it feel like a catalog where we can just choose whatever we want, but that gets a little bit tiring re-rolling over and over again, and so I made it cost a little bit more each time to discourage that. However, if there's one item that you really need, you can certainly re-roll over and over again if it's worth that much to you to get it. During day 9 prep, I add more safety hobs to cook multiple pizzas at the same time, and I automate adding the onion and water for making the broth to start the broccoli soup. You also might notice that I'm amassing a small warehouse of extra items at the top. This is one downside I've seen so far with the changes I've made. Even with the automatic copying, more blueprints out front, and cheaper rerolls, there's still an element of chance and it's not always possible or convenient to purchase what's needed each round. So saving up good items for future becomes a way to make sure important items are available. Of course, it also clutters up the restaurant and gets in the way a bit more with each passing day, too. I'm going to choose mushroom pizza here to avoid hidden orders, which could make things difficult later in the game. Because of that choice, I need to add chopped mushroom automation, and then I also switch to a dishwasher now as well. You may have also noticed that counter I'm getting rid of has a $10 price tag on it. That's because of another mod I added called TrashToCash. It gives you half of the price of an item back when you trash it outside the restaurant. I thought this was like selling used equipment at a discounted price in real life, so it made sense to me to include as part of my changes. I'll list all the mods I've discussed in the description so you can try them out yourself. Let me know what you think if you do. Since day 11 is a decoration day, I'll take the chance to add some plants for increased patience and also switch out some of my floor decorations for wall and ceiling items. With all the items I'm storing for later use, I realized having more floor space might be helpful, so removing floor decorations seems smart. I'll also add more portioners to make sure I always have both mushroom and regular pizza slices ready to go. If you've liked this video in my quest to make PlateUp work more like a real restaurant, please press that thumbs up button to let me know. If you have other ideas for what I could do to make it even better, leave me a comment to let me know, and I'll try to incorporate your idea in a future video. Day 12 is kind of a big day as I add automated dishwashing, automated soup portioning and delivery by teleporter, and semi-automated soup making. I still have to refill the broth and add ingredients, but the prepped soups will auto-feed themselves when I take off the used pot. I also added a blueprint desk to try to give another option to purchase whatever I want, more like a restaurant supply catalog in real life. So we'll see how that goes. I'll choose individual dining here to avoid another pizza topping before I really get the pizza automated. Now I have to apologize, I missed recording day 14 and 15, so there'll be a big jump from day 13 prep to day 15 prep, and then again a jump to overtime day 1. I'll make the comparison time longer so you have more time to see the changes, and I'll describe them as well. I proactively made the top tables metal, so I can choose sides cards in the future without having to actually make or serve them. I also add more coffee tables to help with any customer rushes. On the pizza side, I started rearranging my pizza automation to eventually get both types of pizza fully automated, including freezers to store extra pieces, and portioning. You may have noticed the blueprint desk is gone now. I found that I didn't have time to really look at each option, and it wasn't even giving me stuff I wanted when I did look, so I scrapped that idea. The last major change we won't see the final version of yet, but I get soup mostly automated, so I just have to add the broccoli and cheese before the final cooking stage. The broth before that and the portioning and delivery afterward are all automated. Alright, here we are at 5 stars and overtime day 1, so things went pretty well so far. This will be the end of part 1. But I'll continue this restaurant until overtime day 15 at least, so you'll be able to see that in part 2. I also made a pretty big mistake in my pizza automation. Did you spot it? Subscribe to make sure you don't miss part 2 and you can see how long it takes me to figure out that mistake. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.